Hey, you caught me working on one of my favorite driver drills. It's a drill that I think will give the shorter hitter out there a ton of extra distance. So if you're one of those golfers out there who struggles to hit their driver 220 or even 200 yards off the tee, then keep watching, because this drill may make a huge breakthrough for you. Stay tuned. Hey, this is Steve with HitItLonger.com. So today we're talking about driver distance. Hey, this is Steve with HitItLonger.com. So today we're talking about driver distance via increasing your club head speed. Now, there are several drills out there that I highly recommend, and we're going to go into one right now. All right, so I want to show you a before video of one of my students who is struggling with hitting his driver out to 200 yards right now. Now, he is very typical of those of you that I've seen hit their driver very short, and that is he tends to try to pull the handle through the ball and ends up pulling the handle this way into a chicken wing position. His right elbow, you can see, actually bends too, and he ends up with the elbows really far apart, and the handle of the club is incredibly close to his chest. So we would actually say from the forearm to the club shaft, we have what we'd call a negative angle. So if you were to rehinge it this way, I'd call that a positive angle, and I prefer us trying to get around to about 90 degrees by the time your right forearm reaches 2 o'clock on the clock. But in this case, he's at 2 o'clock and he's got a negative angle. You can see the chicken wing here. So that head is not able to pick up speed as it gets sent around a circle, but instead it's trapped to trail the handle and only get as fast as the golfer can pull the handle. So it's a very poor way of getting distance. And this is the number one look that I see for every golfer I've ever seen who does not hit the ball far at all. Now, the drill for this, you can see I'm going to take my Amazon $25 microphone stand, and I'm going to take my dollar store pool noodle, and I'm going to turn it vertical like this to create kind of a pole. And I'm going to practice doing my wrap around the pole drill here. Watch how I'm going to do this. I'm going to position my sternum even with the noodle. I'm going to put my left elbow next to it. Now you can see how my arm is kind of pinned back across my chest a little bit. And then what I'm going to do is swing around my belly button on a horizontal plane like a record player or a merry-go-round. I'm going to cock it to 90 degrees, try to keep it nice and wide, and then I'm going to snap the club around the pole 180 degrees at the wrist. So notice I've gone from 90 degrees or more at the left wrist to 90 degrees or more at the right wrist and forearm, like this. All the while, you're not going to be allowing your left elbow to hit the foam, or you might use a small tree or the pole of a stop sign, or maybe a pillar that supports the overhang on your patio. Anything like this can work. I would recommend highly you do hundreds and hundreds with the pole before weaning off it, and then you can just do them in open air with good form. So this is what I had my student do. I've had him do about 50 of these in a row every lesson. Throw it around the pole and throw it around the pole. Try to get freer and faster. Start very slow. You'll probably be very bad at this. Start slow. Try to get free and loose first, and then start to get a little quicker by pushing a little bit of torque into the grip via your left thumb to get that club bursting to a little higher club head speed. Now, you can see what the difference is here. The handle of the club is forced to slow down abruptly as it turns the corner, causing the club head to pick up an enormous amount of speed. It's no longer following the handle. It is responding to the handle, moving in a completely different path. Now, a bonus, if you can actually make the handle back up a little bit, like that, notice I'm almost going to hit my elbow on this. And then look where my elbow actually kind of retracted it or recoil this thing. Which makes the handle actually kind of pull backwards and slingshot the head forward even faster. So watch that in slow-mo here. See how that works? I'm actually hitting this just to show you where I'm coming to. And then now watch how far away my forearm actually finishes the exercise. It's almost like a pullback, the same little pullback you do if you were going to crack a towel. You would pull back at the last second right before the tip explodes, like this. Show you from this angle. There's that little bit of reversal, quick, floppity, loose, bursty. And that's how same way you crack a towel, same way you're going to get this towel tip or this tip of the bullwhip to really crack out there. So once I had given my student, he's done hundreds of these now, and you can see the results in this after video, and he's just doing a practice swing here. I know it's going to take him some more repetitions and time to look like this with a golf ball in the way, because breaking a habit like this is not easy. It definitely takes stick-to-itiveness. But watch how beautifully he swings through with the elbows much closer together without pulling his left arm or pulling the handle. And you see as the club handle approaches his left thigh, you can see it almost comes to a complete stop. This is a huge characteristic of long hitters, is not how fast they can get the handle going to this point, but how suddenly they can get it to slow down. That is what makes the head speed up. You can do this with this exercise. Practice it daily. Practice it 30, 40, 50 times in a row before you quit. Practice before you go to the range. Practice before you tee off. And I think you're going to see an enormous pickup of distance. Plus, you may also finally see an end, a permanent end to that awful slice that you've carried through your golf career all these years. You might get it to turn over right to left. All right, let's look at one and let's see the action of the arms and see if we can't pick up this head slinging action with the handle actually speeding up to about here and then slowing down, turning the corner to allow the club head to pick up speed. Check it out. All right, so you can see in the slow-mo video there how I'm going more into this position here, folding this elbow completely differently. You can see how the elbows come much closer together and how my right forearm extends way out into space while this one folds into its shadow. And this is enabling me to get the handle of the club to keep its width into the follow-through, width and slowing down of the handle end of the stick really makes the club head pick up speed. We're not talking about more effort to hit the ball farther. We're talking about making the club head go faster for actually less feeling of effort. So give my wrap around the pole drill with the little bit of the recoil. Give this a try and see if it doesn't both fix your slice and get you 40 or 50 yards down the fairway. I bet that's what's going to happen for some of you. All right, I'm going to go back and hit some more because it's feeling pretty good. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Steve. Head over to my website, hititlonger.com. Buy a product, join. That's what helps support what I do. I really appreciate it. And if I don't see you in the next video, I will see you longer and straighter down the fairway. Everybody take good care.
Oh.